What's up, dudes and dudettes? It's your man Evan B, broadcasting live from the Butt Cave, and I'm here to bring you another episode in my Nerf Thrifting series. Tonight, what we're gonna do is celebrate the week. It was a really great week, not only for me Nerf Thrifting, but as a Star Wars fan. The Force Awakens came out on Blu-ray, and also we got to see the first teaser trailer for Rogue One. So I've had a great week. Had a busy one at work. I've got a pinched nerve or something in my shoulder, so my left hand kind of keeps going numb and tingly, and you might see me kind of stretch funny throughout this video as we go through the pile of Nerf goodies, but. Man, it was a good one. I have got a heck of a bin full for you guys. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and just kind of crack into it. We'll start right here off the top. I've got a clear Maverick, which is pretty sweet. This one is in a lot better shape than the last clear Maverick I got. I really like these. You know, obviously I was not like collecting when these were on the shelves, but I kind of wish that I was, because I would have bought a bunch of this clear stuff. I really like the way this stuff looks. I kind of like the, and dare I not only copy Drac, but also say kind of a thing that I think he kind of believed was a faux pas, but like the educational value of this. When I was growing up, there was this thing called the Visible Man, and it was like a model you would build, and you'd paint all of his organs, and he was clear, and you could see through and see like the skeleton and the organs and the stuff. And I remember always thinking that Visible Man was really cool. They made a visible woman and some visible animals too, but you know, this reminds me a lot of the Visible Man, and I really just kind of like being able to see like the guts of the blaster and how it all works. And so this clear series stuff, especially when it's actually clear, I really dig. So what else do we have here? Here's a Recon stock. I normally dump this bucket out, but tonight it's really heavy, and so I didn't dump it out. I'm just literally gonna pull stuff at like exactly how it came out of my car. So it's kind of in a hilarious order, and some of it's still in its Goodwill bags. I think this is what the AS20. I've had a couple of these in the past. This one is in like really kind of poopy order. I don't know what the issue is. There's a lot of like kind of rocking and creaking in the body of the blaster, so it doesn't seem to be really getting the best air seal. So I'm not really sure what's going on with this. I imagine if I opened it up, I could figure it out. But for $1.99, if anything, I'll take the tank out of it and use it for something else. All right. What else do I got in here? Here's a little, let's see, this was 99 cents, and it's just kind of a taped together bundle of 6 clips. One of the, let's see, what is it? It's a yellow long shot one, and also an all orange 6 clip, and then a tripod for a Vulcan cannon. Alright, I got a blue and yellow N-Strike version of the Firefly. This one does not have batteries in it, I don't think. Nope. And so I don't know if the light part of it works, but I've been kind of grabbing all the Fireflies I see. In fact, here's another one in the N-Strike yellow, because I want to do some integrations with these, like a Fire Strife or something. So I've been picking these up. Here's a sweet find. I got for 99 cents a Koosh Vortex Firestorm. These are kind of a, I don't know, some people's holy grail. Not necessarily for me because they fire like a strange kind of like silicone ring, I guess, that I don't have any of. Which, speaking of, and I put kind of the word out to a couple of the mod groups and Nerfing Facebook groups and stuff that I'm on. Like, if you have a line on rings for this thing, I would really appreciate it. You know, I'd like to buy some, because I don't have any ammunition for this. and it does me really no good until I get some ammo. Other than that, it's kind of a sweet find for the collection. I think that there's one on eBay going for around like $50 right now. So, you know, it's kind of valuable, I guess. I like having it as part of the collection, but not something that I was ever like hunting down or could say that this is like a personal holy grail of mine. Although it does have this like really big like bang, so clearly it's got a heck of a spring in it, and I guess it shoots a good 60 feet. I was talking to Bob about this blaster in particular, and he gave me kind of some 411 on it, so definitely a cool find, and for 99 cents I really got a deal on it. Alright, what else do we have in this pile? Another vintage blaster. I got a Sharpshooter 2. That is totally functional. It did not come with this old school Mega Dart. I put that in there. This is one of the ones that Fala sent me. But it totally works. This blaster is kind of cool because you have like this slide that will switch from the high barrel to the low barrel. And it's got a really nice, decent length of a draw on it. And I know that there's modders that lengthen the draw on this to get even more power out of it. So I didn't have one of these, so definitely stoked to add this to my vintage blaster collection. Coca-Cola. Here's a reactor number 7000 for me. Here is a sweet Star Wars blaster. This is either I don't think it's the General Grievous one. I think the name is escaping me right now. But anyway, of these kind of smaller Star Wars branded blasters, this was the last one I needed to make a complete collection. So I have all three of them. There is the, oh man, I promised myself I wasn't going to forget this. There's a General Grievous one, there's a Captain Rex one, and there is a, I keep wanting to say Poe Dameron, but that is not it. But anyway, somebody I'm sure will correct me before I get a chance to look on the internet. But yeah, this is the third of those kind of smaller Star Wars branded blasters from a couple years ago. So that rounds out that collection. Pretty sweet. Along the lines of the reactor, I found a Busby Air Blasters Ball Blast Zuka. These are essentially the same as a reactor, although it seems like it gets maybe a little more pressure to it. And the seal is really, really nice on this one. If I can get my, it's making me out to be a liar if I can get my hand over the whole thing. It really does have a nice bit of pressure to it. Yellow Wind Strike Maverick. These definitely kind of fell in the same line of about what I'm willing to pay for a Maverick is 69 cents. But I've got a big Maverick bucket as loaner blasters. This is the Air Blast Zuka, Air Bazooka. Bob told me what this one was too. And it's a pretty decent, I guess, knockoff of a Lennard blaster. This one is missing its priming handle. It is broken off, so I'm clearly going to have to do some repairs on it. And I've been kind of kicking around all week how exactly I was going to do that. And I think I've got an idea about using polycarbonate. And because it'll really depend once I open it up how much of this priming handle is damaged, or priming rod is damaged. But I think I've got a fix for it using polycarbonate and a screw and a washer. I'm going to be able to, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that, I guess not air restrictor, but restricting air mesh thing there, and rebarrel this with CPVC to shoot elites. And I guess this has got a pretty decent plunger tube in it and a nice little backyard blaster. And it will fire demolisher missiles too. So that's kind of sweet. Once I get it fixed up, that'll be a cool blaster. I found another sling fire. This one was kind of cool because it has this like plastic chain that somebody had attached to the attachment points. I really like this blaster to begin with. This one is definitely seen better days. It's lacking in power. So I don't know if it's got like we can take a look right now. It may have like a jam or something because it's really not getting much. I can't see anything, but that doesn't necessarily mean there's something not down in there. But it's really not getting a lot of punch to it. But these are really difficult to work on and awful when they're broken, so I will have a lot of fun with that. But I picked it up because it was at the outlet, so it was like 79 cents a pound, so I definitely paid under $2 for it. But I really thought that whoever's idea of putting the plastic chain as a sling was a really good idea. So to whatever kid owned this before me, who did this, like, kudos to you, brilliant. I dig it. I'll probably see more of those at Wars now that I've shown that, because that is a solid idea, I think. Here is a mesh baggie full of random darts. Again, I've started to buy the crap darts that I find because, well, why not buy the crap darts to use for crap projects? I know that there was one in here that's like, it looks like somebody melted the end of it. So I don't know what these people are doing with their darts, but there's also some like, some fire tech darts in here and Whistler size ones anyway. So kind of cool, kind of old school darts. Not really old school, but a little older. Here is another one of those blue and yellow fireflies. This one I got, I think this was the first blaster I bought last week, like either Saturday or maybe it was Sunday, and I paid almost $2 for it, and it is broken. So my thinking was like, well, I'm going to pick up that one because then I really won't have an excuse not to cut it up for an integration. And like, it's missing the priming handle and everything. Like, this blaster is just in crap condition. And I immediately then, like, throughout the week, I found several more of these in way better condition. And so I really kind of regret purchasing this one because it is so screwed up. But, you know, you win some and you lose some when you're Nerf Thrifting. Again, I paid under $2 for it, so whatever. Here is another bag of blasters. Speaking of Star Wars, I found another one of these Stormtrooper blasters. This one, there's something wrong with it, like it's not catching or something, but the light in it works, so that's kind of sweet. I don't know, there's no quick fix to it, but you know, whatever. These are really more display blasters for me, so this is number 3 for me. Yellow and Strike Fabric. Here's a pair of barricades. I have noticed a problem with barricades lately, and I find them at thrift stores fairly regularly. And oftentimes, you can hear it's on, and this one is on. This one doesn't suffer from the problem. It will shut itself off. But this one, it made a liar out of me. But I've been noticing that there's like these on and off switches on these get real sticky, and sometimes the only way to get it off is to pull back the jam door on it. This one just made a liar out of me. So I've noticed that because these were not the only barricades I found this week, and I did not pick all the barricades up because I think one of them was $4.99 and one of them looked like it had boogers all over it. So I left 2 other barricades on the shelves because I'm not going to pay $5 for a barricade, and I don't want booger barricade. Here's a lid to a Vulcan box. Here are 2 Busby Sonic 6s. I've never seen these before. They're clearly just fancified Tech 6s, but I find so many Tech 6s that finding kind of a new version of a Tech 6 was pretty sweet. Man, I cannot get that spin down. Alrighty. Here is another long shot. This one is in very weak working order. It's got that kind of twirling spring. This one didn't come with a front gun, I should say, but it did come with a scope, which is pretty sweet because these scopes are getting kind of expensive. So now I have 2 of them, and I have plenty of front guns, as you guys have seen. I've found a ton of them. So another one of these. I think it's about time that I mod one up. I think that this looks like the Space Marine rifle from from Starship Troopers, and I think that's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to make a Starship Troopers rifle out of one of these days. I don't really like having black blasters, but I don't know. I will do something to make it obvious that it's a toy. Anyway, here is another Vulcan box. Here is a yellow Spectre with a Recon stock attachment. One of my viewers is after a Spectre, and I can't off the top of my head now. I have such a terrible memory, guys. Somebody's after a Spectre. I will figure it out and get back with you, because I know I have plenty of Spectres now. Here is another Firefly. Or do I keep calling these Fireflies? They're Fire Strikes. Here's another Fire Strike. This one belonged to Dominic, I guess. Yeah, Dominic's Fire Strike. Alright, here is a Long Strike with its barrel attachment. It's got a crappy wore out spring in it, but I guess these are getting harder to come by, although I would never know that because it seems like I've been finding one of these a week for the last last month or two. So I literally, as of like the beginning of March, I don't think I had any, and then now I have like 4 or 5 of these. So in various states of completion, but yeah. Anyway, here is a Deploy CS6 that is complete. A lot of people hate on the Deploy. I get that it does not perform super well. I kind of like blasters with gimmicks, and this is a blaster whose gimmick I really, really dig. Like, the idea is that it's supposed to be a like a big handheld flashlight, and then whammo, it turns into a blaster, and it's all super spy. I remember when I found the first one of these, I was really, really stoked about it. And I don't know, I'm no less stoked when I find a complete one. I've definitely found some less than complete ones. So. And I think that this blaster looks really cool with a Recon stock on it. So, yeah, you know, whatever. Inspector Gadget or Get Smart or James Bond or whatever. Alright, and the week of the Fire Strike Fire Strike? Why am I screwing that up? It's Fire Strike. Anyway, the week of the Fire Strike continues. Here's another one. So I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those? Is that real? Yeah. There's 5 of those. That's hilarious. Alright, so in this Goodwill bag I found 2 packages of these Air Hunters Zeros. You know, I just started recently buying those bows when I find them. And so, the Zing bows. And so, this was kind of cool. These were $2.99 a package, which usually, like, a package of 3 arrows is like $10. So, I had to pick those up. They're all camo patterned out, and that's pretty dope. I also found another loose one at the Goodwill outlet. So, ammo. Everybody likes ammo. This one's sweet. Here is a Iron Man mag strike. I got for 99 cents. That is totally functional. This was my blaster of the week that I like kept playing with at work. Like took inside and bugged the guys I worked with. It totally works. I really like the mag strike, and I've been kind of hoping to find one of these Iron Man ones. And in fact, I was even looking on eBay to maybe get one, just because I really like the Marvel branded Nerf stuff. This is obviously from like Iron Man 2, I think, or Iron Man 1 maybe even. This is, you know, been around a while. But you know, this is a cross-branded blaster that I really, really dig. And in fact, it was called like the STRK or something. It wasn't even called a mag strike. It was like the Iron Man STRK blaster. But it's really just a red Iron Man mag strike. But yeah, sweet find for 99 cents. You can't beat that. Here's an interesting kind of crossbow. It is from Kung Fu Panda, and it's got like a big hilarious rhino head on the end of it. And the only reason I got it is because it was $1.50 and it does not fire Nerf darts. I want to try to stuff some megas down here, and I really wish I would have thought to grab some megas, but I don't know. I get a kick out of crossbows anyway, and I imagine like this will not be difficult to pull the dart peg out of and rebarrel it so I can fire Nerf darts out of it. And I just think it's kind of one of those like goofy, different kind of blasters that I don't know. For $1.50, I had to own it. So, and it was at this St. Francis thrift store here in town that, like, I really don't go to very often because they really hardly ever have anything. And this was all they had that day. And I made like a special kind of out of my way run out there. And so it was like, well, I'm not leaving here empty-handed. And they had a bunch of Super Soaker stuff. And I'm not a Super Soaker guy. But and it wasn't like old school Super Soaker either, because like sometimes that really tempts me, but I pass up on it, because if I start buying other stuff, then Nerf at Goodwill's, then my house is just going to be like a trash heap. So I really very rarely purchase anything other than Nerf at thrift stores. I should make that clear. Like, it is something has really got to strike my fancy for me to get it. I almost bought a Bionicle sword the other day, and it was literally like I had that conversation with myself that like, this is not Nerf. I'm not buying this not Nerf thing. Man, I'm messing up my Star Wars music in the background. Where was I? Something Dark Side. I can't remember. Anyway, moving on. Yellow and Strike Maverick. Yellow and Strike Maverick. Yellow and Strike Maverick. And Yellow and Strike Maverick. This one belonged to Danny. I always point that out, like the names of the kids who's written their names on their blasters. This one was Cela, C-E-L-A. I don't know, man. I get a kick. Isabel, that one's Isabel's. I get a kick out of, like, I don't know. That one says Dad on it. Daddy. So apparently this was like a family's fun Nerf. Oh man, that's kind of sad. I've got like all their Mavericks. I bet they had a lot of fun with them. The Nerfistay, the Nerfer in me honors and respects and acknowledges the Nerfer in Isabel, Danny, or I don't know. Anyway, I keep losing my train of thought today. Sorry guys. There is another one of those Stormtrooper blasters. So does this one work? Yeah, that one works. Oh, and the light works too, so cool. So it's kind of nice that on the week of Star Wars' release, I found 3 Star Wars blasters to add to my Star Wars arsenal, which is kind of like what I consider my private stock. Like, they're on the windowsill in my bedroom. I have all my Star Wars Nerf blasters there, and they will not be modified. They don't get played with. It's literally just the Star Wars collector in me you guys should see. Well, you've seen my office. My office looks like a Star Wars museum, and yeah, I am. My Star Wars collection is ridiculous. So, yeah, that's part of that. I found another clear Recon, and what's sweet about this one is I found the barrel attachment. So I now have 2 of these clear Recons. I don't have the light for either of them. One of them I don't have the barrel for, and I don't have the top sighty thing. But I do have 2 of the actual blasters and 2 of the stocks now. And again, I really dig this Clear Series stuff because I really like seeing the way this stuff works. This one is clearly not like in the best of shape, but it is in shape, I guess. I mean, it works. So, another sweet one to have in the collection. Someday I will do something with it. And this came with one of the old K.I.N.G. Vagilon, totally functional. Vigilon. Wow, Freud was right. Vigilon, totally functional. Although I don't have any discs here, I did try this out in the store. Speaking of, here's another disc clip. I love finding these, so there's another one. Recon. So, like, again, various Recon parts this week. I always pick up Recon parts because I've mentioned in the past how much I appreciate the Recon. And so, while I don't think I got a complete one by any means this week, I definitely found like a couple stock, 3 stocks, and here's one of the barrels and the blaster, and I even, like I said, found a clear one. So the Recon collection marches on. Oh wow, yeah, actually here is one of the Recon lights, except some D-knuckle painted it black, and it does not, I don't think it works. Yeah, it doesn't work. So, absolute D-knucklery. Here is a bag that contains a night finder, and a couple tagger darts, and a couple old suction darts. Here is a 25 round drum. Again, towards the bottom of the bag. Here's a 35 round drum with a Raider. It did not have its Raider stock, which, you know, sure is a bummer, but I do have like a ton of Raider stocks, so I'm not hating too much. I could put it together and again have another full working Raider, so that's pretty sweet. I love the Raider. Like I think I've mentioned in the past that the first blaster that I ever dropped an Orange ModWorks kit in was the Raider, so pretty cool. And another Vulcan. This for me is Vulcan number 5, and I would not have probably picked this up other than that this Vulcan came from a friend of mine that I met at the Goodwill outlets. I always fight with these things. I met at the outlet, and he has been grabbing Nerf stuff for me. Actually, some of this stuff, and I can't remember what, came from him. Super nice dude. He's at the outlet even more than I am. Like, he kind of hangs out there, and I think his main source of income is kind of picking from the outlet. And so he picks up Nerf stuff for me now, and I bump into him once or twice a week, and he unloads a big bucket of Nerf stuff on me. So that really has been kind of helping out my Nerf thrifting weeks. Like, even on the I would say me and him have been kind of like buddies for about a month now, and I don't know, he's saved my butt on my Nerf thrifting a couple times. But you know, I find Vulcan pieces all the time, but it's kind of sweet when all in one kind of sitting you find a complete one and you don't pay the stupid, like, I would never, and it's not just because like I'm cheap, although it's true that I am. Like, I would never pay what they ask for on eBay for a Vulcan, because just be patient. You will find one. Like, I turned down a Vulcan this week because some kid had started to spray paint it, and so it had like, it was in like rough shape, and I don't think it was in so far gone a shape that I couldn't have been fixed, but it was like, why? I don't really need it for the collection. I know that there will be better Vulcans that come along, and yeah, so don't order one off of eBay. Don't pay $75 for or even worse, like, they ask something ridiculous for a Vulcan in box. Like, those people are vultures. Don't bother. They made a ton of Vulcans, and there are a ton out there. Be patient. You'll find a Vulcan. There was a guy who, and I can't think of his name off the bat, but it's a dude who watches my channel who hit me up, and he started to do some thrifting videos. And in his first week Nerf thrifting, he found 2 Vulcans. He found a clear one and he found a yellow end strike one. Don't pay eBay prices for a Vulcan. You'll find one. Stick with it, guys. I didn't mean for that to sound like a motivational speech either. Couple 6 clips. Tech 6. Rads 12. I don't really know much about this blaster. The only reason I really bought it was because the Rads 12 thing, for whatever reason, reminded me of Fallout 4. It kind of looks like the Zeta Blaster or the Gamma Blaster, and the fact that it's called Rads 12, like, I don't know. I picked it up. It's I don't know. It's a goofy blaster. It seems kind of fun. I don't think I'd even put darts in it. Maybe we should do that. Let's play Evan B here. I've got all these dots. Do. This makes for good television. Me just like loading darts into this thing. Look at all these like ridiculously different darts. Just random bag of like. This one's got tape on it. This one. Ugh. There's E-tape on that one. Oh, these darts may have belonged to a modder because there's like all kinds of stuff on these darts. Like another like serious nerfer may have had those darts. All right, let's see. That's 12. Wolverine. Wow, that's really fun. I went through 12 darts really quick. All right, so the Reds 12 is not just a gimmicky dumb thing. Ultimate Bazooka System. Those who've been with the channel a while know that me and Fowler sent some of these back and forth to one another, and I found another one of these, so I'm super stoked. The air seal and the pump are like really, really poor. Ooh, I just had a sweet idea about using this plunger rod for that other. That's happening. That's happening. Oh, this one's kind of cool. I wish I would have found the clip for it so I could have used this as a, it's called a dual blaster, air and water shooter, and it feels kind of like a night finder, and it's got like a beefy spring on it. Let's, like, it really does, like, zing darts. But it's also supposed to shoot water. Like, it's got like a little nozzle here and a clip that's supposed to go in there. And I went through a bunch of bins. This I got at the outlet. And I could not find the, oh wow, it's got like a rail on the top too. So I wonder if it'll take N-strike attachments. Where's that? Nah, not that kind of rail. But yeah, like this has got like a pretty beefy, you can hear it. It's like, that thing jams. So, yeah, I don't know. I may look into trying to get a new one of these. But, as is, like, I'm just glad that I know it exists now. Oh. Alright. Knife finder. Alright. Now, this comes to an interesting part of because I found some stuff in box, and maximum recording time reached. It's not new in box, but it is in box, and I found all of this. Well, here are some clips. 6 clip, 6 clip. Why is it being so skippy? Anyway, so I think those of you who've stuck with me for a while, like I found a Spider-Man dart tag vest not terribly long ago, and I didn't know that they actually made a Spider-Man dart tag game, but they did, and it comes with 2 web shooter blasters. I've got it on backwards. These 2 web shooter blasters that are air pressure. Let me see. And I found both of them. There's a Venom one and a Spider-Man one. I think these are really, really sweet. I totally think that it would be doable to wear this at a war, and not have it be too in the way, and also still hold your primary. I guess I haven't really attempted that yet, so let's see. You could do one for sure, or at least I could, I think. but it'd be kind of nice to have that extra couple shots. But let's see. I've got some darts for it, and they both totally work. Let's see, let's load up a couple darts. All right, so we're loaded with some darts, and give this a couple pump skis, and give this one a couple pump skis, and web sling. Well, anyway, you get the idea. It kind of works. I think with better darts, yeah, these darts are Keepin. There's more. But yeah, anyway, it came with a vest. It's got on the vest these extra little dart holder guys. So there was a Venom one and there was a Spider-Man one. I don't know where the Spider-Man vest is now. I kind of been playing with this thing a lot this week, so it must be in my car. But there's also, it came with 2 pairs of safety glasses, Nerf safety glasses. So there's a red and kind of purpley black Venom glasses. So that's kind of cool. Little different eyewear stuff to add to my eyewear collection. I've got a ton of Nerf eyewear. Here we go. Here's some Dart Tech. These are the ones that obviously came with it. Dart Tech darts. Let's see if these work a little better now. Some dumb kid started to try to paint this, and I'm glad that he didn't get very far with it, because I think with some nail polish remover I can just take it off. Dumb kid. There we go. That's sweet. And so it's like in stages. Like if you just hit it a little bit, it'll shoot 1. A little bit more, it'll shoot 2. If you just pump it, it'll shoot all 3. So whammo. There's my Spider-Man Dart Tag blasters. That came with the box, or at least I found the box the same day. So that's pretty Boner City. These things are kind of uncomfortable to wear. All right, and the other thing, the last thing I found. Oh wait, here. This fell off the back of the box. Red Mega Magnus. Totally works. I've been finding a lot of those lately. I guess people are giving them up. But the other thing I found, and this was really sweet, is I found a complete modulus. The box is obviously pretty beat up, and the blaster is not in great shape. But like even the instructions are in here. The only thing I can assume with this blaster, and I mean it came with everything, like all the stuff that came with the modulus kit is here. The only thing I can think of, the reason why they gave this up, is the battery door is broken. There is like a little shear on that guy right there, and so the battery door will fall off. I will come up with a solution to fix that. I bought the modulus system for my son for Christmas this year, and you know this is an expensive blaster, and so to find one at the thrift store, that is really sweet. That is a totally awesome find, and even if I don't get the blaster like usable, fixable, fixed up again, the fact that it comes with floppy stock, the scope, a 10-round banana clip, the front handle, which this is a really sturdy front grip. I like these, which just totally made me out to be a liar, but these really are, when they're attached to something properly, they work really well. And this barrel extension, which which I really like. This is a sweet find. So the batteries are dead and the battery door is broken, but I will figure something out and this modulus will ride again. So yeah, that I think is the ball game, guys. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. This is Evan B again saying peace and hair grease. Be super nice to one another. Stay tuned tomorrow. I will be doing the question and answers video, and probably Sunday we'll announce the winners. Any other updates? Fala's on vacation this week. Hey man, I hope you are relaxing and taking it easy. We all look forward to seeing you back. Rob from Thunderdome hit his goal, so congratulations, Rob. I'm really, really excited to get my copy of Thunderdome. I hope some people from my channel ordered the movie as well. I'll say some shout outs, some highs to JT Nerf. Hey to the YOLO Assassin. What's up to Walcom? The Make Test Battle guys. Justin, what's up, dude? I'm still looking for that Sonic Series Long Strike Barrel. And that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Evan B saying peace and hair grease. Be super nice to one another. Nerf on. And have a great Friday night. Much love. Arsenal!